Now.
All right, welcome back to the MarcWes Sports Podcast. Marcus Benjamin here, chilling with my guy Wesley Pierre, aka Westradamus, and we're gonna give you that real sports talk from the South Florida perspective. We gotta talk about the game, man. We gotta just talk about this bullshit ass game that happened. First of all, it just reminded me that the Miami Dolphins is cursed. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was a cursed situation from the jump. Like it just felt weird from the jump. That's why I was texting y'all boys. I was like, this shit is
Yeah.
weird, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like got this creepy, eerie feeling to it. Because first series of the game, Xavier Howard goes down. Then our center goes down. Going into the game, we didn't have Armstead, our starting tackle. We didn't have Hunt, who I really like as our starting guard. So you down basically three starters on the O line already, and then you still trying to recover from losing Baker. Baker's on the IR as a linebacker gone. Javon Holland, I don't think even played in this game. He was also out as well. So Miami was already kind of decimated by injuries in this one, and it was just the outcome was just so disappointing because this was a game that we were supposed to win. We were supposed to win this game. We were supposed to win against the Jets and then roll the dice against Dallas, Baltimore, Buffalo. That was going to really decide if we was going to get home field. Now, Wes, my boy, I don't know if we're gonna get home field. I don't even know if we're gonna win the division at this point. And it's not because I'm watching Talking Heads all day pretty much, and I hate the national narrative that talks about how, oh, it's Tyreek. It's all Tyreek. Yeah, Tyreek is a big part of this offense. Obviously, he should be in the conversation for MVP, especially from last night where he wasn't in the game and we didn't win. But to me, the reason why we lost this game is what I just talked about. The O-line, bro. The O-line could not block for Tua. And that to me was the biggest difference in this game. The running game was good enough, it was good enough to, get some yards here and there. But the fact that you can't make a first down, you just needed to make one first down to basically end this game. You couldn't do it. Then you get down and you couldn't make it past the midfield line. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just a disappointing outing for me. And it confirmed for me, Wes, you probably not going to like what I'm about to say, but it confirmed for me that this team is not a Super Bowl team, bro. They're not a Super Bowl team. I hate to say that. Obviously, I'm Dolphins all day. You see the hat. You know what I'm saying? It's a new fresh one I just got, too.
It looks kind of fresh.
The belief is in me. It's in my veins. You know what I'm saying? But I can't believe that this is a Super Bowl team because they don't have the depth on offensive line to make a true run at this. If they're fully healthy, I think they are a Super Bowl team. If Tyreek is healthy, because Tyreek seemed like he's been kind of like hurt almost every game. Like you could tell like he's not really 100%. You could tell he's just out there giving it his all. But he's not 100%. And Tua, I love Tua, man. Tua's a good quarterback, but he's not elite. He's not elite. He's not elite, bro. Like there's a few quarterbacks that I would say that's elite. I would say Patrick Mahomes, I would say Joe Burrow, and I would say Lamar Jackson. And then it comes down to maybe Jalen Hurts, you know what I'm saying? And maybe Dak Prescott at this point and at this year, at this stage, but like I don't put Tua in those conversation of quarterback. Now, Josh Allen, like I think he's there with Josh Allen to me because I think Josh Allen is really elite. Well, maybe not until
I'll be recording
the
this
interceptions come in. That makes him not elite for me. So Tua, yeah, this is how I'm feeling right now, Wes. About the Miami Dolphins after that loss?
I mean, I'm feeling like you. I'm feeling like the typical fan. Like, shit, I actually didn't see the last like minute and some change because I was fucked up. I was like, I had lick in my system. I'm like, I'm going through the highs, kind of like the celebration, the roller coaster. So yeah, it was a roller coaster for me. Again, us texting each other back, and I'm like, I hope we could just squeak out a damn field goal win. And it seemed like that was exactly what's going to happen. Of course, you say X-Man went down, but he came back. I just looked, and I know you're probably going to be like, damn, proving my point. Connor Williams out for the season, ACL. Yeah. And we already know, like, ultimately, the strength of the Miami Dolphins is the O-line. You know what I'm saying? Because if you compare that to last year when we didn't have an O-line, you see right now, it's a 180 in as far as how we actually pass the ball, as far as with the timing, this, that, and the other. I'm really just pissed off. Like, we shouldn't even have been in that situation. Everybody's talking about the referees these last few weeks, and I'm definitely going to talk about the referee today because that bomb that D-Hop had got on X-Man where he kind of grabbed his arm and basically it would have been an interception. He basically just grabbed his arm. Should have been offensive pass interference. They didn't call it. It was so blatant. Like, it's just like, how can you not see that shit? But then again, the people.
I think that's hard to see. I think that's hard to see in fast, time because I didn't. Did you see it? Did you see it when it happened in real time?
I swear to God, God,
I did not see it in real time. When I saw it in slow motion, obviously I saw it
in real time, and then I was like, that's probably not what I saw. And then they actually replayed it. And that's exactly what I saw. So looking at it, I'm just like, damn, that's one call that was blown. And it's not really much the referees. I think the defense actually, people saying we top 7 defense right now. We had no pass rush the second half of the game. We had them score and beat us, and we're up 14 points with like 4 minutes left. 3 to 4 minutes left. Like, who does that? That's kind of why I fell asleep. You know what I'm saying? Because once I seen that we're up that 14, you seen what I text y'all? Flawless victory. You feel what I'm saying? Right when I text flawless victory, I felt it was going to be the end of the night, and unfortunately, it didn't happen like that. I'm just so mad that they didn't call a horse collar on Tyreek Hill where he almost fucking broke his ankle, if not tear ACL as well. I mean, when I seen him on the floor, I told wife, I'm like, Tyreek injured, man. I'm over here having sipping my cup outside, and it that right there took everything out of me. And from there, it was like the rest of the game was like some bullshit because I'm like, we're not getting first downs. We look like we're supposed to be the number 1 offense in the league, and we can't get a fucking first down. At the end of the day, I know what you're saying. Tua's not elite, but that's not what you were saying when the O-line was intact. For you to see the Jets and all these other teams, Daniel Jones, your other team from the Giants, not have an O-line and see what happened. This guy got injured. He's out for the season.
They just beat the Green Bay Packers last night too, so that's not a good with a backup quarterback. So that's probably not the best example.
But again, in the beginning, these last few weeks, the Giants been garbage. Right now, you have O-lines. Practically everybody on the O-line is gone. You're gonna have to have some time for them new individuals to gel, and that's what you get right now with the New York Giants winning yesterday. Okay, cool, perfectly fine. So right now, that's what I'm looking at, and I'm not as upset because it's still 9-4. We still get a chance to actually, contend for the first seed. Because again, who do we lose to? We didn't lose to nobody. Well, damn, it wasn't a division. Fuck.
What, Tennessee?
Yeah, they're in the AFC. They're not in the AFC East, but they're in the AFC.
And they're not making the playoffs.
And they're not making the playoffs. But today, when I was, gave myself some time to kind of really think about it, because what I actually found out we lost during in the nighttime, like maybe 2:30 in the morning. I went to go use the bathroom, and I made sure I checked my phone. I seen a 28-27. Automatically, I was mad. Couldn't go to sleep. waking up every 35 minutes, typical Miami Dolphins fan, and I was sleeping like a baby from 11:30 to that particular time. But I ain't really stunning it, man. I ain't going to jump off the ship. I'm not going to be like Marcus right now, man. You remember last time you did it. You jumped off the ship too early, man. Again, at the end of the day, everybody that was supposed to win last week or this last on Sunday and Monday, it didn't happen. KC lost with controversy on their game. You got the Dolphins that lost, controversy. You had the Eagles look like they're not even top 5 in the NFL, the way they got destroyed by Dallas. So I ain't really stunning it.
So where you rank the Dolphins right now then?
I still rank the Dolphins like top 3 in the AFC. If you're talking about you got you got Kansas City, you got the Dolphins, and who else? You got Baltimore Ravens. Everyone else, I think, is beneath us. I don't believe in the Jags. You've seen these last few weeks, they haven't been looking as great. I mean, their quarterback got a high ankle sprain, and even though he played, he was not the same guy. And, you got the Colts, and you got all these other teams that are around, make you want to feel like they're going to go somewhere, but we already know it's not happening. But for me, you look at it, this is going to happen. This is December. We all know this. We're just devastated right now because when it comes to Denver on December, we normally don't be on some thinking that we're going to win. We know that the season's already up. And right now we're just, it's one game. It's one game, Marcus. It's one game.
It's not just one game, bro. It's not just one game, though, man, because they play. See, I agree with you. I feel like there's only 2 teams that I would say that is, clearly above Miami at this point. And then Buffalo, to me, because we can't beat them, I think they right there with us as well, because who knows what happens when we play them again. When you look at the NFC, clearly San Francisco better. Clearly, I think right now Dallas better. And clearly the Eagles are better. So what does that tell you? It tells you we lost to them. Remember 31-17.
Yeah, but you tell me, it was a close game. It was tied, that bullshit ass fumble where they held Tyreek Hill up for all that time. And really,
right now they're a better team than the Dolphins. They got a better record and they beat us. I could only judge on what I've seen and what has happened. Yeah, I believe you. I'm with you on the refs, like, messing with us in that game, but I still feel like we are right where we
need to be,
where we thought we were going to be at the beginning of the season, right?
So what's the problem, Marcus?
But the thing is, it's like I've lost hope as far as let me finish. I've lost hope as far as getting to the Super Bowl. Like, there's no hope for me that this team is actually going to get to the Super Bowl because injuries are going to happen. You just lost your starting center. Your receiver can't stay healthy. Your tackle can't stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? And your safety is in and out of the lineup. So it's, to me, you lost your linebacker, probably your best linebacker. For me, this team was probably on the cuffs of maybe making it to an AFC championship game. For me, this team's ceiling is winning one playoff game, and that's it. So I think you need more depth on the offensive line. Now you got to figure out what you're going to do with Waddle, because he's going to demand a big payday, and I don't think the Dolphins are going to pay him because they already paid Tyreek Hill, and they usually don't pay slot receivers anyway. We already seen what happened to Jarvis Landry a few years ago. So yeah, man, like, I believe in the Dolphins, of course, to win the division. I still think that's possible. I still think they can, win a playoff game. But as far as like those dreams that I had to maybe go to the Super Bowl and win it, I don't see enough depth-wise, and sorry to say, I don't see enough from Tua that will get us there.
Yo, let me kind of reel you back in because again, like yo, I'm listening to you and I'm kind of like yo, like no, this is not what the fans want to hear because it don't sound like the truth. It sounds like more of
No, that's the truth. That's the realistic truth. You know,
man.
I gotta keep it real.
And okay, no problem. But to be honest with you, to say I ain't gonna lie, I am kind of looking at the Dolphins more so where it's gonna be a little harder for us to make it to the Super Bowl. But for me to be like, oh, I lost hope, like yourself, nah.
So you still think this
The main reason why is because of the center. That's the main reason why, because of the center. You know, Liam Eichenberg, he's the backup, and I think the first snap is a goddamn fumble. Like, what are we doing over here? You know, and I kind of was been telling you that a few weeks ago about Liam Eichenberg. Yeah, he did look better. You know, he do look better. I'm not gonna lie, but again, at the end of the day, you know, your O-line got to be nice and healthy, and that's exactly why you had Teron Armstead not playing. He could have played. Robert Hunt could have played, but our coach is looking at the big picture. And if we wind up losing because, you know, players that should have been actually playing wasn't playing because we're looking at the big picture, then I'm not really too mad at it. Yeah, I'm mad that we lost the damn game, but these are the type of losses that we want to happen during the season so they could kind of learn from those mistakes. That imagine it's a Super Bowl and we lost 28-27. And we got to wait till all the way next year to redeem ourselves. We just got to wait like 6 days. You feel me? When we play the damn Jets, and we're going to redeem ourselves against the garbage-ass Jets. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they did play well last week. I'm not going to lie to you. They played well last week. Defense is always on point. But again, at the end of the day, they're the Jets. And the Jets, losing teams find ways to lose. And to be honest with you, I don't want to use that against us, but, you know, that's what the typical Miami Dolphins been doing. Yesterday was a product of what we've been saying. We've been cursed, and we are trying to find a way to redeem ourselves. It's 9-4. We're still number 2 in the league as far as number 1 in the league. If you're talking about offenses wise, haven't looked like that lately, but still, we're still number 1 in the league with that. Our rushing game is on point. I really think that we lost that game because we wasn't running the ball in the end of the game like we were doing the first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter come and we all we need is like 1 or 2 damn fucking first downs, like you said, and we're throwing the ball in the middle of the damn field. Nah, run the damn ball. And so for me, I ain't really worried about it. I am still mad. I'm like the typical Dolphin fan. You know, I'm a Tua. Tua didn't have a great game. The O-line didn't have a great game. The defense didn't have a great game. The D-line didn't have a great game. No pass pressures like you.
The D-line had a decent game until the end.
That's what I'm saying. And not just that. Come on, man. You can't tell me you don't feel some type of way about Chubb, you know, slamming his damn helmet on the damn floor. Everybody knows Pop Warner, high school, college, professional. You want to do that shit, go on the sideline. And not just that, you stopped him. It was like 3rd and 10, and he gained 5 yards. Who cares if it's 4th and 5? Get the field goal and call it a day. That led to the damn Henry touchdown. And that was like bonehead decisions. The University of Miami had that when Guidry did something going on the damn field and doing whatever he's doing. Like, yo, these are the boneheaded plays that we need to weed out. The Dolphins, we normally just lose these few years. Being a Dolphin fan, that's how we don't normally lose off of stuff like that, like a guy doing something like that. We just lost because we weren't a good team. We're losing now off of mistakes, shit like that. So for me, I don't think we're too far apart from being that top tier contender. I mean, everybody have bad games. I mean, Patrick Mahomes hasn't been looking like Patrick Mahomes all damn year. People gonna say it's the receiver, this, that, and the other. It don't matter. I don't want to hear that because they said that he didn't need Tyreek. He didn't need no wide receivers. He's like the new Tom Brady. Just put a new individual in, plug and play, and he's gonna get that same guy. And he don't even look the same. The Kansas City Chiefs offense don't look the same. So again, at the end of the day, we're not worried about regular season. We're worried about playoffs, something that we're never really able to get to. Maybe, but again, this will be our second year. And if we win that first playoff game, nobody's going to remember this damn game. If we win the Super Bowl, nobody really definitely not going to remember this game. What I'm looking forward to is seeing how we go ahead and redeem ourselves. Because every time we have a loss this year, we give you a few games that's winning, like 2-3 games that's winning. So again, let's take this one loss. Hopefully they learn from this bullshit, because it was some bullshit. And yeah, it wasn't the referees. I'm not gonna blame it on the refs, But again, we for real. The referees had a factor in the beginning of the game, but it's one thing that you do something in the first half that we could redeem ourselves in the second half. Kind of like with the Kansas City, when that play basically made them lose the damn game, even though it was the right call. But again, at the end of the day, I ain't worried about it. For me, it's water under the bridge, because at the end of the day, we're still number 2 in the league. In the AFC. We still have a better record than Kansas City and some of these teams that you feel is better.
I'm glad you positive, man. You got this positive outlook on things,
Yes,
saying glass half full West over there. But I'm going to keep it real, man. I'm going to keep it real right now. If Miami plays with the players that they played with last night for the rest of the season, they're probably not going to win another game.
Oh, I feel you though. But
they're
again,
probably not going to win another game, bro, because this O-line, dog, it's the O-line. I'm not even putting it on Tua. I'm not even putting a Tua. Still, to me, franchise quarterback, still a quarterback you can win a Super Bowl with, but he needs a pocket, because he's not the most mobile quarterback in the world. We saw him run yesterday a couple of times, and he looked shaky, bro. He looked shaky trying to run the football. And that one time where he took a big hit, it had my heart drop for a second.
But you felt good. You felt good when he got up.
Yeah, but we still don't need him taking them type of hits. He needs to slide in that situation. I understand it was close toward the goal line, but he was still a little bit farther. He was like 3 yards away. If he was a yard away, then maybe. But yeah, those are the type of plays that scare me. Javon Holland needs to come back. That boy's a dog. And even Elliott, who's been a really good player for Miami, was out for a few snaps in this game, and he had to come back. So
that team also got Melvin Gordon back recently.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign. And then Jason Pierre-Paul also got signed to the team, so that's going to add to the pass rush as well. But I'm concerned, man. I'm concerned about this team because the Jets got a good D line, and if it wasn't for a few play that amazing play by Javon Holland on Black Friday, who knows how that game probably would have gone. And Teron Armstead was healthy in that game, played in it. So Hunt was also in that game as well. So to me, bro, like it all relies on this O-line and how healthy they could play. Austin Jackson has been a miracle. And they paid him as well, you know what I'm saying? But then all of a sudden, you got all these pieces on the O-line dropping like flies. I don't actually remember a time where the entire team was healthy. Like, Jalen Ramsey was out for the first 6-7 games.
Yeah.
And Teron Armstead was in and out of the lineup.
And how did the offense look when they were out?
What's that?
How did the offense or the team altogether look when these guys were out? They were looking like yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
So but again, come on, Marcus. Teron could have played. He was 85%. But again, the coach said he's basically worried about February. Remember when me and you didn't know what was February because we never been there? You know what I'm saying? That's what he's worried about. So again, at the end of the day, if they're telling us that our people that could have played, Javon Holland could have played, But rather having him 85% over a mediocre team, let me have him 95, 100% when we play in Baltimore, because ultimately, like, we don't need to really worry about it too much because the Baltimore Ravens going to find a way to lose one game. The offense hasn't been looking like the Ravens, you know what I'm saying, these last few years. Lamar Jackson probably had like 20 touchdowns passing and maybe a few running. At this time last year, he'd had like 40. You know what I'm saying? So again, even everybody's not looking the same. They're just finding a way to win. They should have lost that game, to be honest with you, if it was not for a kickoff return, for a touchdown in overtime. But again, everybody has been losing. If Baltimore would have lost, nobody would have really cared, to be honest with you, because KC lost, Baltimore would have lost, and we still, would have been in this position. But we all still would have been fighting for that number one seed. And we still got games to go ahead and play. We could redeem ourselves this week against the Jets, what I think we're going to do. I'm not even going to really talk about the Jets game that much because we're supposed to win that game. Same like what we're doing right now. We're supposed to.
Yeah, like they were supposed to beat Tennessee, right? A mediocre
That's what I'm
team.
saying. And this is the best challenge. Have that bad taste in your mouth. You just lost a game that you were supposed to lose. You can't do it again. That's what I'm looking at. Let's see how they go ahead and address the situation. If they come back and gut and slut shit, what we going to be saying? We're going to be like, all right, we're back. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I could play the if game the other way. And what if we lose? And we gonna be like, okay, same old Dolphins, and maybe we make the playoffs, and maybe we don't.
Maybe we'll talk about curses and stuff like that. But again, we all know the Dolphins are all in this year. This team is not going to be the same team next year. Everybody going to have to get paid. A lot of people going to be getting franchise tag. And if ultimately Tua is going to have to get paid as well. So hey, it is what it is. I'd rather have this team and this quarterback and this 305 Mike right now compared to any other team right now. You see what's happening with the Jets coach. You see what's happening with the Bills coach, the Giants coach. Everybody's on a hot seat, this, that, and the other. So I'm not really worried about it. We can't be getting caught up in the moment. You feel me? The only reason why we really getting caught up in the moment, we're not used to winning, kid. We're used to losing. We're used to when the Dolphins lose, okay, all right, typical Sunday. What else we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Right now, they're having us feel good. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying that shit. Feel good like Holly Berry. Pause. You feel me? But again, at the end of the day, this is what we're hoping for. We're hoping to see these guys deal with the fuck shit, the bullshit, the C minus grade for a game and still win. And some of these games we're gonna lose because again,
you say C minus grade.
Yeah, that was a C minus grade last night. C minus grade.
Bruh, let me explain something. Dog. This offense basically didn't do shit the entire game, right? Mm-hmm. We scored a touchdown on a pick six by Zach Sealer, right? And then we scored another touchdown because they muffed a punt on the 5-yard line.
Okay.
It was a miracle that we got that. And then we scored. And then they had another fumble, like where they just threw the ball to Derrick Henry. It was like inside their 15-yard line, a 10-yard line, and we scored there.
Exactly. So it's a C minus because you told me in the beginning our O-line is decimated. Devon Holland is out. Our starting linebacker is out. We're playing with a handicapped team right now. Our starting wide receiver get injured in the first half of the game. Our starting corner get injured. We got 3 other individuals on the O-line that's gone. Someone else is injured on the O-line, which is 4 now. That's why I give them a C minus because
even with all of that though, when you up 14 points, 14 points with 3 minutes left, 14 points with 3 minutes left, you got to win the game. You have
Oh
to
yeah,
win the game.
definitely,
You have to find a way to
definitely.
win the game, and you have to find a way to get a first down. So
But what would
that's
you give
why I
him? You give him
say
half?
Tua is not elite, because an elite quarterback, I think, would get one first down, because that's all
I
we needed.
I feel
You
you.
know,
I feel where you're coming from, but we already know you can't expect that from Tua, knowing and seeing what's been happening when he haven't had an O line. When he didn't have an O line, he looks like a garbage quarterback, and that's any quarterback that don't have no time in the pocket. But again, at the end of the day, like that's why I give him a C minus, because with all the injuries, what barely doing anything on offense, and we still almost won the damn game.
but that wasn't by us, though, is what I'm saying. That
That
was
was by the
because of
defense.
Tennessee making mistakes. You know what I'm
See,
saying?
but
If they don't make those mistakes, if they don't make those two mistakes, they gonna win by more than just one. You feel me?
yeah, but I'm just going on what happened in the game. I'm just going on what happened in the game. We're not talking about what ifs. If we were healthy, we would have destroyed the motherfuckers last night, to be honest with you. And that is not the case. I'm just going on what I've seen. A handicapped team with everybody injured, walking into the game, two more injuries to key players, the center, starting on corner. What do I expect to happen? That's what I'm saying. Then our wide receiver, our number one receiver, like, yo, that's why I give him a C minus. If they was playing healthy, it would have been an F. But because they walked into the game already with a broken arm and a broken leg, and barely squeaked out a win, then I can't really blame it. I mean, yeah, you're gonna blame it on the team, so because they should have won. But I'm not gonna be so heavy on like, damn, they garbage. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I knew that we were there. Come on. It's like asking Marcus to be typical Marcus, going and interviewing players and this, that, and the other, but you got both of your legs are broke. How are you supposed to do this? Oh, no, it's supposed to be Zoom or StreamYard. No, it's gonna be a little drop off, a little bit. He still could go ahead and tweet. He still can, do a Zoom interview. But the typical Marcus, where they know that he's on the field, videotaping, interviewing individuals, rubbing elbows with individuals, that is gone for a little while, and that's how you got to take it right now. Minus seven.
Hey, yeah, better you than me. I'm looking at this, from more of a glass half empty perspective. You
Okay,
know what I'm saying? Because them boys was up 14 points with 3 minutes left,
we agree.
and they couldn't
We agree.
stop a rookie quarterback,
We agree.
you know,
We
to
agree.
drive down the field. Yeah, they got D Hop, who I love. I still think he's one of the best receivers, but he
Yep,
was the
yep.
only weapon they got. I mean, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a shell of himself. He's not the old Derrick Henry, but still, he got enough juice in him to get into the end zone.
No, but he's not the
So that
same
basically
Derrick
they only
Henry.
got
That
two
O
players.
line.
They only
The
got really
O
two
line.
players and a rookie quarterback, and you let these guys come back on you in your house, Monday Night Football. You know, all the energy and juice that was in that building. And yeah, I understand the injuries, but you it even with all those injuries, they gifted you the game. Tennessee
They did.
gifted you the game. They gave you a present, wrap gift under the tree for you, right? And what
It's
do? You just stomped all over it like you didn't even know it was there. You're like, damn, I had this perfect wrap gift under the tree, and I just stomped all over that shit.
hey,
That's basically kind of what happened, because with everything that happened, all they had to do was stop them from scoring a touchdown, or stop them from getting the 2-point conversion, or
mhm.
get a first down, or stop them again. Like it was just a calamity of errors. And I just don't feel good about this team going forward. I ain't gonna lie to you, man, because from a football watching perspective, they could not move the ball against the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans defense is okay. They're not great. Their offense is okay, not great. They're obviously a team that's not going to even make the playoffs. They're 4-8, I believe, maybe 5-8 after the win. So when I see that and I see the teams that they're going to play in the future, the Jets, I think, is probably a better team than the Tennessee Titans at this point. I mean, they put 30 points up on the Houston Texans, albeit they did knock out their quarterback, which obviously is a big difference, and they're probably feeling themselves, and Miami's going to be hungry. I think it's going to be a really close game, especially if the offensive line is not 100% healthy. But if Tua does not find a way to win this game, it's going to just re-emphasize my point that he is good, but not great.
And then when he does, and the arm of the almighty Tua prevails, I'm going to be right over here like, yes, I've been saying this right now. I've been saying this. So you know, we ain't gonna really.
I'm not believing in the arm of the almighty Tua anymore.
Yeah.
It's all about
anymore.
Or just anymore. I'm not believing. I don't believe in the arm of the almighty Tua anymore.
Yes,
I believe in Tyreek Hill. I believe in him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe. When's the last time you seen Tua make a big throw in a big moment? I think the last time was the first game of the season against the Chargers. That was the last time where, and it was to Tyreek Hill, obviously. Both throws were to Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not
couldn't make no big throws against Philly. He didn't make any big throws against Buffalo. And he fumbled the ball away against Kansas City. Call it what it was, but he fumbled the ball away against Kansas City in the big moment.
Look, man, there's gonna be future.
Got to show me more, bro.
It's gonna be future big moments.
For me to recrown him with the almighty, for me to rebrand him with the almighty arm, you gotta show me something, man. Show me something.
He gonna show you.
Blowing teams out, whatever. Because the defense has actually been playing pretty well until those last 3 minutes of that game last night.
Look, man, he gonna show you, Marcus, because you was one of the guys that said, like, if Tua can stay healthy the whole season, then he's a franchise quarterback. And right now, so far,
I still think he's a franchise quarterback. I still think he can win a Super Bowl. But is he elite? If he's elite, he's going to find a way to win against this trash-ass offensive line that we got right now.
I things and people fake.
You going in and out.
When it happens the way I say, then don't worry about it. You know that I'm gonna be over here. Yeah, I see that shit. But yeah, what I'm saying is Wes is the guy that likes to throw shit in people.
Oh, I know. And hopefully that happens.
And don't worry to the arm of the almighty.
I want to prove me wrong, but like all season, I've been really confident pretty much every game. I was glowing with confidence in this game. You know what I'm saying? You know, I drank like maybe a half a bottle last night watching this game. You know what I'm saying? I was juiced up, ready to go because I felt like, you know, this was going to be a win. I thought it was going to be a tough game, but I didn't think it was going to be this slugfest of a game where we struggled to even move the ball against the Tennessee Titans. But it was just, like I said, it was just an eerie night, unfortunate injuries, and hopefully the defense can bounce back.
They definitely gonna bounce back. They're gonna bounce. Oh, this week is gonna be a victory. So we're gonna speak that to an existence. And I know the Baltimore Ravens actually play the Jags.
Every game now on, I'm nervous though. You know that, right? Like I'm back to how I used to watch the Dolphins before this mid-season. Like that. Now I'm nervous every game. I'm gonna be nervous every game, every play. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going into this shit with no confidence no more, bro. I don't have I've lost this game, made me lose my confidence in the Miami Dolphins.
Back up, arm the almighty Tua is gonna build you back up. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, enough about the Dolphins right now because we could talk about the Dolphins all day, and especially when we last night, and I'm like, we're gonna make a play to today to actually record, and then we lost. I'm like, fuck, why couldn't be a damn win? But it's all good, man. No pressures. Mine is setback for a major comeback. But yeah, man, what I really wanted to talk about, you know, I know we're gonna jump into Canes in a second, but you heard about or been following what's happening with P-Diddy? I know we
Oh yeah. It's been crazy. That whole thing with P-Diddy is crazy. P-Diddy's going down.
I don't know what's going on. No,
yeah, it's still cutting in and out.
Yeah, because it's the spirit of Diddy.
It's
the spirit of Diddy trying to silence me. But yeah, man.
Bad boy.
Probably that's why he a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I'm looking at this. You know, my wife, she's been following this like.
Oh, my wife too.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? See, women, you feel me? Like, she want to know what's going on, of course. And while she's playing these videos and stuff like that, even this dude Mark Curry done came out, former bad boy artist, saying how P. Diddy used to have allegedly had you know, spike women drinks. Like, you have one set of champagne for one group of guys, and the guys know do not touch the women bottles because it make them slippery. That's what he said. It makes them slippery and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, hold up. And he was like, we didn't know that. We didn't know that was a bad thing to do until Bill Cosby. I was like, oh, so you just admitting like that y'all over here, you know, doing these things? Like, you remember when Rick Ross came out with Put Molly all in her champagne? She didn't even know it. That's when he was with Diddy. You don't remember? He was with Diddy at that particular time. Diddy was his manager or something like that. He probably learned a few tricks from Mr. Puff. You know what I'm saying? But again, you got Mace coming out, you know, giving him the business, talking about, you know, your mom has the receipts. You have, you know, Kamora Lee Simmons coming out. You have, you know, all these. You got the guy Fred from Making the Band coming out, you know, chiming in on Diddy and stuff like that. He even was like, man, yo, somebody give me the money and I'll handle Diddy. Basically, like, put a price on his head and I'll go handle that type. I'm like, yo, so Diddy coming, he getting all type of stuff in the number one troll. People know, do not fuck with 50. You feel me? My dog 50 is in the building like, yo, let me go ahead and buy Revolt from you, Diddy. Let me get it for the low. And not just that, let me get it for the low because your sponsor is going to pull out. We already know 2 other sponsors pulled out, but we do know that Chevrolet and another company going to pull out. And they didn't even pull out yet, just putting them on blast because everybody don't know who sponsors who. So if I'm a regular individual, I'm like, oh, I'm going to blackball Chevy because they're supporting a alleged sex trafficker, alleged rapist, alleged all this different, you know.
Ain't no alleged, bro. Like, he did that shit.
I don't know, you know. Me, I think he did. But again, it's not what you think, is what you can prove. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But again, after you settle, one day after allegations, like that's
what proves that's what proves that he did that shit. You know, that was the nail in the coffin for me, or the gavel slamming down for me, because like the fact that it got settled as quickly as it did. I mean, I felt like the news just came out and then boom, that thing was like over. You know, he just paid, you know, gave it that check, wrote that check.
I mean,
and it was it. That was it.
My whole thing is I'm just mad at the fact that everybody's giving him a different energy. All these other podcasts and all these other individuals like Joe Budden, like only DJ Academics is the only one that's really covering it like it's supposed to be covered. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and you know, DJ Act, he's a private investigator. You feel me? And whoever's on his damn platform, they investigate with him. You feel me? Like they don't solve the Nipsey Hussle murder before the rest of the world and stuff like that. But again, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, why is not a documentary yet surviving P. Diddy? Why is it not?
Yeah, it's coming though. It's coming.
And guess who said that they're gonna be the one producing it?
Who that?
50.
Of course.
And we do know 50 do.
Of course.
His acting skills are amazing. All his movies that I've seen him in or TV shows, like he knows how to act. He knows how to put it together. And
he's really just playing himself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if he knows how to act. I haven't really seen him in a serious role that wasn't really basically his character. You know?
Think about it. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. You're right. You know, you can't go wrong when you play yourself.
Right. But the fact that he's produced a lot of great shows. I mean, the Power series has been amazing. I mean, even the spinoffs of that has been really good too. I thought Force is good.
Yep.
What's the other one? Raising Kanan is good.
Yep.
The other one with his Jit. What's that one called? Oh, I think it's called Power 2 or something like the one with the Jit.
Yeah, Power 2. Oh, yeah. With his green ass son that murked him. Yeah.
Yeah, with Mary J. Blige and them. Yeah, that one is really good too. So shout out to him. I'm excited if he's gonna produce this.
Oh yeah, me too. But my whole thing is I just don't like the plain fact that the women, this Me Too movement, y'all supposed to be over here like protesting. And you know, certain artists supposed to be on what's Oprah's homegirl that interviewed R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? That black lady. I forgot her name.
I know you're talking about. I don't know her name, but I know you're talking about.
Why haven't she interviewed these other victims? Supposedly, there's like 3 or 4 other victims that just had a lawsuit against Diddy as well. And of course, they're gonna be like, oh, it's because they're lying there on a money scheme right now. I don't want to hear that shit. Because y'all not saying that to Bill Cosby, even though I think he was innocent. Y'all not saying it to R. Kelly, even though I don't think that R. Kelly was.
Why are you saying Bill Cosby was innocent?
I don't think Bill Cosby had to rape anybody. The way they making it seem like he raped them. I mean, if we grew up in the 50s, 60s, 70s where people were taking LSD and doing drugs.
This Bill Cosby though, he's an old dude. If he is trying to bang some young chick,
they were white. We talking about the 50s and 60s. There ain't no way no black man is taking white girls.
So it didn't happen in like the 80s at all.
My whole thing is like, why would you have to do it? You have people throwing it at you.
Oh, that would make sense for people like me and you, Wes. But like, come on, like you get greedy. Like, why does P. Diddy why does P. Diddy have to do this? I mean, like, think about it. Why does P. Diddy have to do it? He doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to have a trafficking and it's a different Molly in somebody drink. He don't have to do that, but he did.
But I think the difference is between Diddy and Bill Cosby. I think it's a power thing. I think some people that's insecure about themselves, people that don't know if they like this type of person or that type of person. Me and you know what we like. We're married to women. Now, when it comes to Diddy, I've been hearing other stories. You know what I'm saying?
Keep explaining them. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you keep explaining.
So the other stories,
make sure you compare it to Bill Cosby because that's the question.
Yeah. When you got individuals that probably are on the down low. Let's just say he's on the down low. You're gonna do certain shit that to be with multiple women, have all these kids and this, that, and the other, when really in actuality, you're sweet. You know what I'm saying? So it's a front. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be that tough guy. It's a front. You know what I'm saying? Now, comparing to Bill Cosby and stuff like that, I think it's just like he just was smashing hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't matter. I mean, of course, they're both smashing hoes, but I think one is like a power. Like, I think Bill Cosby know that he goes one way. And I think that Diddy is masking that he's on a down low. So let me act like the tough guy, bad boy. Let me go ahead and have male prostitutes smash my girl in front of me. Like, who does that? You feel me? You gotta be sweet, and it gotta be a power trip as well. So again, that's why I say, like, yeah, if Bill Cosby did, if Bill Cosby smashed them dimes, I don't think that he sneak any type of drug in a drink, and then they're like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. Nah, I think that there was drugs there, and people that wanted to do drugs, they did it. People that wanted to smoke weed, they smoked the weed. The people that wanted to pop the pills, pop pills. If people wanted to do LSD, that's what they did because it was available. I don't think that he snuck it in their drinks like what the guy Mark Curry was saying about Diddy, knowing that the artists, you male artists or you male my male friends don't drink these bottles because these other ones are spiked. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? You got drugs available. If you want to take it, take it. We know what's happening at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? And you got another individual, he's taking it. He's taking it. So that's the only difference I see. You know, I see the difference in that. You know, one individual, I think, was a money grab, which was Bill Cosby 40, 50 years later. And you got another individual where, yes, a money grab too, but I'm not saying that they weren't abused. I think they were abused. But for me, when it comes to Cassie, I'm like, yo, Cassie, you tell me you with this nigga for 10 years and you can't run to a police officer. All these damn concerts and shows, police officers is ready, available as security or whatever like that. You know, so
the thing is, like, she did it for the money though, right? Like she kept quiet for the money, like, and the lifestyle. Like, she's like, okay, well, you know, like, I'm sure he was throwing a bag at her while it was happening to keep her quiet. So she kind of kept quiet because she didn't know. She was young. She don't really know anything else. You know, she didn't really know too much else as far as living a life or living a lifestyle. Because Cassie was a trash artist, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the people that's red, they be thinking that they better than they are. They're not.
Right, exactly. And that's been P. Diddy's kind of like you know, way of doing things. You know, that's why the Locks was like, fuck y'all, we talented, we don't have to be under you. You know what I'm saying? And like most of his artists are not really good. What artist besides Biggie and the Locks was actually really good? Nobody.
Mace was,
but Mace left him too, right? And Mace was like, yeah. So all of his good artists was like, nah, I'm not gonna be your puppet. You know what I'm saying? I think Biggie would have eventually left too. You know what I'm saying? After his deal was up. You know,
and I think Rick Ross said something about, he had a line like Puffy did Total, some shit like that, meaning like you remember the group Total?
Yeah,
the R&B group. I think Rick Ross had a line saying like something how Puffy did Total, meaning basically Puffy basically like finessed them or some shit like that. I'm not sure. I never really liked Biggie, not Biggie, but Puff Daddy, or P Diddy. At the end of the day, like, it needs to be the surviving R. Kelly. 50 Cent need to go ahead and be the executive producer of that. And especially imagine 50 could go ahead and finesse getting ownership of Revolt, you know, because from my understanding, there's 18, he stepped down as the head of Revolt, you know, and also 18 other sponsors, you know, moved away from him. His P. Diddy brand is not in Macy's anymore, and he's been there for the last maybe 20 something years. So again, it's slowly for surely getting traction. You know what I'm saying? It's getting traction. Again, as long as 50 Cent keep saying something about it, you know, because you're gonna have other individuals talk about it, but they don't have the platform that 50 Cent have. 50 Cent is the same troll. That what he does troll about be truth, you know. he normally don't come out with some bullshit. Yeah, like when he trolling, he come out with the facts. And he even I seen a video where he even said that he got a picture or a video of Cassie smashing another dude, and I think Diddy the one that sent it to him or something like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
I think
you
I've
know,
ever seen that too.
so that again, all that is a power trip. You know what I'm saying? All that is power. He's trying to be like, oh, I got all this money, I do this, I do that, because I know it's a power thing. Because people like Joe Budden don't normally hold his damn tongue. He made a comment about the situation when it first came out, and guess what? They deleted it off the off of their damn platform, and they don't talk about it no more. So again, that just shows the power that Diddy probably have in the background, blackballing individuals, you know, individuals that did speak up against him wind up dying miraculously. Like you can't have 5 different people talking about you and all of them wind up dying with you know, crazy causes. Like, where's a weird cause? I remember seeing a documentary where his former wife, Kim Porter, he bought a casket for her a week or a week and a half before she actually died, and there was nothing wrong with her. It's like my wife buying me a casket, and I'm speaking to you perfectly fine like this, and you're like, what? I just did a podcast with him. He was perfectly fine. So again, 1 + 1 is 2 over here. So for me, hopefully
Diddy going down.
Yeah, he's going down. I don't think Chris thinks that. Chris don't think that. You feel me?
No.
But he's definitely going down. I'm pretty sure all the women, again, my wife watching it, your wife watching it miraculously, and I'm pretty sure all other women are watching it and following it closely. But again, at the end of the day, it's not going to gain any traction unless people really press it. Because I don't think if 50 Cent don't press it, I think it's just going to be water under the bridge. Remember, we're in holidays right now. You know, it came out like sometime around Thanksgiving time, you know, or a little bit before Thanksgiving. Boom, Thanksgiving. People ain't worried about that shit. You know, we're in playoffs right now. Huh?
I don't think it's going away. I think more people gonna come out. I think more people gonna try to get that bread from him. Mm-hmm. You know, like if he beat another civil case, someone else gonna come out like, nah, he did this, or I got this video, you know, or I heard him saying that, I got this recorded. I don't think it's stopping anytime soon until he's like locked up and in jail. But he probably will, just like Bill Cosby, he may beat it years later and get out on some technicality. You never know.
Hey, shit, Suge Knight is waiting for his ass in prison. So you better hope that he's not in the same damn jail, boy, because Suge Knight definitely be waiting for his ass, boy, because like, yo, you know, they already have animosity towards one another. And not just that, not even just the Cassie situation. You got the guy that supposedly was in the car that killed Tupac. And from my understanding, like, Diddy have ties with that as well, because, you know, Diddy put $1 million hit on Pac. So they got the guy in custody. I'm pretty sure that the Fed's going to try to strike a deal. This is the best time to go ahead and attack Diddy because he's fighting other battles right now. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we'll see what happens. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, you know, the guy, is it the guy that actually was in the car, the guy doing interviews about how he was. I'm like, yo, you know, the internet is a crazy thing. People put certain things out that incriminates themselves, and they thinking that just because they're recording it online, it's not going to be used against you. These are the dumbest people in the world, guys. You feel me? If you're watching a podcast, like, please don't be like these individuals, because like, yo, people like me and Marcus and people like Cameron, we're going to use this as clickbait. You know what I mean? And we're definitely going to go ahead and chime in on that. But hey,
yeah.
One thing, you know, I told you I wanted to talk about the Canes. You know, unfortunate end of the year result. You know, but again, I look forward to the upcoming season. We do have Ruben Hurricane Bane that won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Some latest news is that, you know, Miami flipped a few individuals, some that was committed to Ohio State. And you know, I'm hearing rumblings of a few more things that may actually happen in the positive side. One unfortunate situation, Kobe Young. I don't know why he transferred. Some individuals may say it's because of NIL. Some may be like he don't know what the quarterback situation is going to look like. I don't know. Ultimately, I think that they did target him a lot. And if they didn't target him, we do know what it was. It was damn TVD who actually committed to Wisconsin. He looked like a Wisconsin guy, to be honest with you. He looked like a guy that should have been in Wisconsin.
Look like a Wisconsin guy.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying Wisconsin is great.
Van Ginkel, who plays for the Dolphins, went to Wisconsin, and his name is Van Dyke.
Yes. Oh my God. but yeah, you have that. I just kind of, it's been a while. I want you to kind of chime in on the Canes right now, because outside looking in, like me, to be honest with you, I don't know what direction we're headed. I know we're headed in the right direction, but again, we have our 2 safeties declared for the draft. We have a lot of individuals that actually transferred. Corey Flagg. But I was not really too thrilled on Corey Flagg. I know you liked him a little bit, but I really didn't like him too much. You have what's his name? Francisco Kiko, as they call him, Kiko. Which one? Kiko.
Yeah, Kiko.
All right, so Kiko's coming back, and I think that's a good thing, because he could have been like maybe a first or a second round pick. How high he was, his draft stock was, because I think he was probably like top 5 linebackers in the nation. I don't know. You could probably clarify that for me, but me as a fan and you as an actual analyst, a journalist, always with these players, I just want to know what we doing, because again, at the end of the day, Cohen going to the draft, Matt Lee going to the draft. Before this positive trajectory that we were talking about, we were not knowing about the O-line. The O-line was trash. That means our quarterback was trash. That means our wide receivers couldn't get any separation because you had no time. Think about that when you think about Tua, Marcus. But I'm just saying, I know we got Pancake Honcho somewhere around. I know there's like a 6'8" individual that committed. I don't know if he how do you like that guy? Because I seen that he's kind of committed, but I haven't looked at it.
Oh, he's committed. Markel Bell is committed. 6'8" dude. He can move too. Looked at his tape. It's not like, because that's always the worry, like, oh, he's big, but he's a statue. But nah, he can move. The offensive line is gonna be good, man. Just like how it was last season. I mean, to be honest, Wes, you've been watching the Hurricanes probably as long as I have. And I don't remember the offensive line playing as well as they did last season since they were winning championships in the early 2000s. So that's going to continue, because that's been kind of the foundation of this team, being that Mario Cristobal is an former offensive lineman himself, who has won championships as a player. And he brought his offensive line coach in Alex Mirabal, who continued to develop players. The player who won the best center award this year was played for Oregon. That's a player that Alex Mirabal developed, recruited. So he's got a resume of developing offensive line, and this offensive line this year was fantastic. And you lose, though, 2 big components in Matt Lee and Javion Cohen. Who's going to be the center? That's going to be an interesting question going forward. And who is going to move over to that guard spot? Likely it's probably going to be Matt McCoy, who has played, intermittently. And this Cooper's obviously coming back. Francis Malinois obviously coming back as well. And then you got Samson Okunlola, Pancake Honcho, and a bunch of other guys. Tommy Kinsler is a guy that I liked a lot from last year's recruiting class, who hasn't really had a chance just because the line has been so great. Got some guys coming in from this recruiting class, like I mentioned, Markel Bell. So the O-line is going to be good, man. Pretty much every position group, Wes, is pretty much good. Linebacker, you're pretty much good. Defensive line, you're pretty much good. You mentioned Ruben Bain. This recruiting class has 8 players coming in. You got 8 3-4 star, well, almost all of them are 4-stars. You got the 1 5-star, Justin Scott, who just flipped from Ohio State, and a 3-star and Dalen Russell from Miami Columbus, who probably could be a 4-star as well, because he plays defensive end at Columbus, won a state championship last week, and also can play inside. So I put out a story today that this is the best defensive line class in the history of the Miami Hurricanes since they've been tracking the star system. So since 2002, this is the best class that they have, and they might, hint, hint, wink, wink, they might add another player. I can't reveal that information, but if you've been following me and you've been going to CanesCounty.com and you've been on the message board, you have a good idea of who I'm talking about. So this defensive line class is going to be amazing. Jason Taylor, bro, has been the guy who has been making this happen. You hope that he stays for more than next year. Let's see how everything goes. Because coaches
went to Central. He should have. He went to Central. I know who you're talking about. His ass, like, you should have just stayed committed to Miami instead of going ahead and committing to FSU, because your ass know that you're gonna come and stay back to the crib. So I know that's who you talking about. You feel me? Because I've been following it, and they've been talking about it on 560 and other platforms as well. And his last name started with a B. I'm gonna just but again.
But yeah.
That's the guy.
We gonna keep. Yeah, you said enough, and we'll see how that all unfolds. Definitely, Canes can. I'm very close to the situation, so just definitely follow me on what happens next week. Because signing day is actually next week already. Next week, Wednesday. So you lose your safeties though, man. You lose Cam Kinchins and you lose James Williams. Cam Kinchins is projected to be the first safety taken in the NFL draft. James Williams is likely to be the 5th safety taken. Javion Cohen, I think, is the third highest guard, and Matt Lee, I think, is the 5th highest center. And then Leonard Taylor is also gone as well. I think he's the third highest defensive tackle. So those guys were definitely great contributors, but like I said, I think Miami's in a good place. The only position group that I'm really concerned about is safety, because it's going to be tough to replace a Cam Kinchins and a James Williams, especially the big jump that James Williams made this year. Cam Kinchins has been pretty solid his whole career. So losing those guys and going to, a Markeith Williams, and his name is
Zaquan Patterson.
Zaquan Patterson, he's going to be a freshman, so it's kind of hard to project that he's going to like jump in and just be great automatically. He's more of an inside the box type of guy, just like James. You know what I'm saying? He's not really the ball hawking type of safety. So I think you're missing kind of that type of safety. So I worry a little bit about that. But next year at corner, you likely going to have Darryl Porter Jr. again, who's been really good until he got hurt. And then you got Damari Brown, who played locked up Keon Coleman in the FSU game for the most part as a freshman. So the sky's the limit for that kid as well. I'm anticipating that Devontae Brown is probably going to transfer. That hasn't come out yet, but I do think that will happen. To Corey Couch is also maybe a possibility that could transfer out. Jaden Davis obviously is a senior, so he's off to the NFL. So there's going to be some opportunity at corner. I think Jadias Richard is probably going to step into that role, but I think they get someone else in the transfer portal. But the big thing is, Wes, is the obvious, right? What's the most important position on the football field, man?
Damn quarterback.
And Tyler Van Dyke gone. Emory Williams hurt, but still, he's still just a freshman. He's not the championship answer next year, right? Like I would say. So you need a quarterback right now. They're thinking about Cam Ward. Cam Ward is a dual threat quarterback out of Washington State. I think they have a good chance, but a lot of other teams are trying to get him as well. USC, Washington, Ohio State, all of those teams are trying to get him as well. So it's going to be tough to get him. There's a bunch of different quarterbacks I could name right now that they could possibly get. They got Will Howard, who played at Kansas State. They got Will Rogers, who I don't really like so much, played at Mississippi State. DJ Unga Ungalale.
He's the one that used to play for Clemson.
He's one used to play for Clemson, and then he went to Oregon State, and then he transferred out. I'm hearing he's going to go to Florida State. Yeah, you got a couple other names out there, but the one that you want, the one that you would get excited about, the one if you see this headline on your timeline, and Cam Ward is committing to Miami, get excited about him because he has made some great plays. If you just look up his highlights on YouTube or something like that, you can get excited about him. So we'll see that. I mean, him and Will Howard, I think, are probably the top two. But they are. See, this is some inside information I'm gonna give you, Wes. They are thinking about two other quarterbacks that haven't necessarily got into the portal yet. One being Michael Pratt. I don't know if you know about Michael Pratt, but Michael Pratt used to play for Deerfield Beach, and he played for Tulane. He was nominated for the top quarterback award at Tulane, led them to the Cotton Bowl last year. So could be a possibility. Never know. He could actually declare for the draft if he wanted to. And then the other option possibly is Tua's little brother. Yeah.
He's throwing a lot of picks though, but
yeah, he's a little erratic. He's not as impressive as Tua was in college. But he could get better, and maybe if he's down here in South Florida with his brother, and they could start training together, and he could show him the ropes a little bit. So those are the quarterbacks that I hear that Miami is really interested in.
Okay.
So it really kind of depends on the quarterback because this team pretty much has everything to win. You seen last year. Miami went toe-to-toe with Florida State until the last drive, until Emory got hurt. If Emory didn't get hurt, we might drive down and win that game. Yeah. That game showed me a lot. It showed me that, okay, so this team is just a quarterback away. Because if you switch quarterbacks, if Jordan Travis, the one who got hurt with the whole controversy with why Florida State's not in the playoff, if he played for us,
we're probably
Miami's going to the playoff. Miami's going to the playoff if they have a quarterback like that, because you saw basically it was the same team, they were playing blow for blow or whatnot, Jordan Travis, just with his experience, with his ability to run out of the pocket, accuracy, decision making, that makes a huge difference, man. That's what they're missing, and it's going to be interesting to see in this bowl game what Ja'Cory Brown got. Because everybody thinks that Ja'Cory Brown is going to be transferring and he's just playing in this bowl game just to showcase his skills for another team to, offer him an NIL deal so he could leave. So, or if he plays well, maybe Miami's like, okay, well, since you play well and we don't have any other options right now, then we could trust in you. Ja'Cory Brown, if he could throw the ball well and just improves as a passer, he's that deal because he's athletic. He's really athletic, one of the fastest players on the team right now. So he can get you those yards that you need when nobody's open or where the play breaks down. You just need him to make accurate throws, and I have yet to see him really do that yet. So, I mean, that's how I'm feeling about the Hurricanes right now. I mean, whatever questions you could ask me.
Yeah, I got one real question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got one real question, one big question. One big question. I know the homeboy got his other homeboy already. Josiah Trader is committed.
Oh,
but Kobe Young, he done left. As soon as he said he's transferring, there was one name that popped up in my head: Jeremiah Smith. Is he coming? But I want to be hopeful, but I see him with some damn FSU gloves.
I wouldn't put too much stock in that.
Okay. That's why you here.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of discouraged. You feel me? I'm like, all right, Kobe left. I need to holler at Marcus. And, it doesn't work because, again, at the end of the day, we do know we have the Robbie Washingtons, the Nathaniel Josephs, and all these other individuals that's already committed that didn't get too much time on the field. Restrepo, I like you. I love you. But I think you should go to give the rest of the young players some time. If you're not going to get drafted the way that you were high in the ACC with yards, with receptions and stuff like that, then you're never going to leave. We don't need no super seniors and this, that, and the other. Like, we don't need that. I know we had our tight end that's probably like 30 years old. Cool, no problem. That was a bridge to get to where we need to go. That was probably one of the reasons that why Skinner is transferring as well. I don't know. People not getting that play time. But going back to Kobe Young transferring, like I said, I thought about Jeremiah, and I also thought about Marcus. So, Marcus, can you make me feel some type of positive way today? Like, what's going on?
I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna try. But it's not looking great for that to happen. I don't want you to put stock into the Florida State gloves because the state championship was in Tallahassee, and they actually practiced at Florida State. Chaminade did.
Okay.
So you know how these kids are. They get new gloves and then they put them on. Like doesn't necessarily mean like he's gonna flip to Florida State. I'm not saying that he won't either, though, because I don't know. Well, it really kind of depends on what happens with Ohio State and that coaching staff. If that coaching staff stays intact the way it is, and they get another quarterback, like a transfer quarterback to, replace the guy that was there, who wasn't even all that, but they got a Aaron Nolan is going there as well, which he likes, and that is a big factor for him, which quarterback he's playing with. Miami, who do we have? Judd Anderson, who Jeremiah Smith didn't even know his name in an interview that we had with him at the beginning of the year. So that is kind of, hurting Miami. And Miami pushed for Chaminade's quarterback, Cedric Bailey, too late. They offered him like a month ago. Like, why? I mean, I understand because when you watch Cedric Bailey, you're like, okay, well, his mechanics is not really there yet, but he improvises very well. He makes great decisions. He's 6'4", you know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're going to take a Judd Anderson, why not take a Cedric Bailey who's at the crib? That's what all Hurricanes would say, and that's what I would say as well. Good kid. I speak to him all the time. Not all the time, but the times that I've spoken to him, I'm like, okay, this is a kid that is a winner. I mean, I think he's maybe lost 2 games in his entire life. You know what I'm saying? He played for the Miami Gardens Ravens U team, which won, I believe, the national championship, and then goes to Chaminade, wins multiple championships. Just won another one last week, beating a team 56-0 in the championship game, which is crazy. So yeah, the fact that and then with him, he came out and said, I'm locked in with NC State. He was already committed to NC State. And then Miami, offered him. And from what I heard or understood is that Cedric Bailey basically called Miami and was like, why haven't y'all offered me? So obviously he felt some kind of way. And there's every reason to feel some kind of way when Zaquan Patterson is going to Miami, JoJo's going to Miami. You know what I'm saying? You've talked to Bullet a little bit about coming to Miami. You've talked to other players down the line, Denarius Gray, and other players that, in future classes, CJ Ewald, the DB that they want from Chaminade, yet you don't offer the quarterback who's been kind of orchestrating this whole thing. So so he went out and posted, I'm locked in with NC State. So I don't think that's a go for Miami. I think there's a possibility that he could flip to Florida State, but I think it's 80% that he stays with Ohio State, maybe 20%. Nah, maybe less than that. I would say maybe there's a 15% chance that he could flip to Miami, and a 20% chance that my math is all wrong, but I think maybe a 20% chance that he flips to Florida State. And I think Miami is like, I don't know. I think what's hurting them is a couple of things. Is the fact that they had a 7-5 season last year. They don't have a quarterback right now you can trust. Like, who you can trust? They about to throw Jakari Brown out there, bro, for a bowl game. Like, who technically got beat out by Emory Williams this season. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as the 2024 recruiting class, Judd Anderson, who he doesn't really even know. I think those are the factors, and the fact that Ohio State steadily putting a wide receiver in the NFL. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be the next one, you know, and his other buddy Brandon Ennis, who they play 7-on-7 with, is up there at Ohio State as well. So yeah, it's just not looking good for that situation. I'd love to tell you, that it's going to happen, but I wouldn't bet on it at this point. You know?
All right, then since I'm just gonna just say like he not coming, I'm gonna take that out of my brain. Do we have anybody that's around that 6'5", 6'4" height right now? Because again, everybody that I know is like slot receivers. Yeah, slot receivers. People that's on the Miami Hurricanes right now, the ones that I do recognize their names, they're not that tall.
Isaiah Horton is your biggest receiver. Isaiah Horton.
How tall?
I think he's 6'4".
Okay.
6'4". Yeah. So he's like your biggest receiver. He's not as tall as Kobe Young, which I think was 6'5". You know, Jeremiah Smith is 6'3". So yeah, he's gonna be your biggest receiver. Hopefully he can step up and make some plays. I mean, this receiving class is crazy. I mean, like, to have JoJo, Chance Robinson, who I love, and Nye Carr, who's Nye Carr's the deal, bro. Like, Nye Carr, I know he's not from Florida, he's from Georgia, but if you ever get a chance to watch his tape, you're like, okay, you know, he's like how Ray looked in high school, you know, like that fast and just explosive. So the fact that you got Ray coming back, you got Robbie coming back, and I kind of agree with you about X. I think X is not going to get any better than what he is, you know. I think, and then the fact that Tyler Van Dyke, his buddy, roommate, who, you know, was always throwing to him, is now gone. I think Xavier Restrepo has a chance to get drafted late, you know, in the game, or make a team undrafted. So I love X too, man. I mean, obviously I've covered him all through high school and now in college. He's just a dog. He's a great person, great family. Talked to his dad and his mom before. He's a great kid, true Miami Hurricane, basically another Braxton Berrios. I mean, I feel great every time I see Braxton Berrios out there making plays. So it'd be a similar situation. But I agree. I think he has kind of plateaued at this point. I don't see him getting any better than he is. I think he showed enough on tape, college-wise, that he can get on an NFL team, and then you know, let these young guys come in and really, you know, see what they could do.
All right. So we have that. So yeah, you don't have anything else? I mean, we kind of covered like.
I did kind of want to talk of like an off-topic NFL topic. That whole Chiefs Bills game, bro. Did you watch that shit?
Yeah, I seen that shit,
bro. Like,
shit.
That shit was crazy. I was there, like, watching it, but I seen the play. I was in mid-conversation with wife, and then the play happened. I was like, oh, what the fuck? You know, first of all, the play was just amazing.
Yeah,
the fact that he improvised And I gotta update you on my fantasy, bro. Like it takes two. We in the playoffs, baby. Let's go. And two
Yeah.
apiece in the biscuit. We made it to the playoffs
Yo,
last night. Let's go, baby.
all
You
right.
know, hopefully we can make it happen. Sadly, that weekend, I don't know if I told you, but the weekend of the Florida State game is when I got out of the suicide pool.
Damn.
Oh Lord, man. I picked Cincinnati against the Texans. And that was that game where Joe Burrow threw like 3 interceptions in the fourth quarter, and CJ Stroud came back last minute and on a kicker that they literally just got off the street that week because the kicker got injured the last week, kicks the field goal and wins. But anyways, fantasy is still going. We're going to the playoffs this year. Hopefully we can bring home another championship for the Benjamin household. But yeah, man, the play was just crazy. Like, I just want to know your opinion on the whole thing because it's kind of like split on how people think about it. It's like you got Buddy that was lined up offside. They threw a flag. Do you think like it was wrong for the ref to throw the flag, or you think it was just wrong on Buddy for lining up offside?
It was wrong on Buddy for running off for lining up offsides. Look, that something. I seen the same play yesterday against the Dolphins. Like the Dolphins, I think was offsides as well, and they let it go.
I seen it too. It was Waddle.
Yeah. So it looked like the same exact play, but it doesn't matter, regardless of the fact. It just shows you it's like you splitting hairs. Trying to look at that and make a call like that. If you see it, make the call. If you didn't see it, that's just a missed call. So for me, like, it's not like they waited for them to score the touchdown before they actually threw the flag. They threw the flag before they actually did what they did. So again, at the end of the day, Kansas City, they had a holding call like a few plays before. They redeemed themselves and got the yard back to be in position to actually try to win the game or be in field goal position or whatever like that. But again, they were making mistakes all through that final drive. I don't understand why they're so upset about it because it's not like it was a phantom call. That was the right call. And they called it before you damn called hike. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You can't get mad. They're getting mad. If it was a sack, ain't nobody going to say shit about it.
Right, exactly. If it was like a 1-yard gain, nobody would fucking care.
But because that just was a crazy play by Kelsey.
Crazy play, bro. Crazy play.
Like, when I seen that shit, I'm like, what the heck? But they did the same thing. Was it Kansas City or was it Philadelphia that did that against the Miami Dolphins? Was it Kansas City? When they got the fumble from Tyreek Hill and they passed it to the other guy and ran it down. Was that KC?
Yeah, it was Kansas City, yeah.
So Kansas City is used to this type of backyard football, which is a good thing. But then again, the call was the call. Like, yo, if you don't want to get called for something, then don't do the shit. It's not like it was a pass interference that is questionable as far as
or a holding, right? Like a holding or pass interference where it's like it's always kind of questionable. It's subjective. This was like point blank period. You was offside. They threw a flag right before the whole play happened. It's not his fault that he saw it.
It's not his. But think about it. Everybody's been complaining, saying that Kansas City get all the calls. Now when they're not getting the calls,
they got a call in the Super Bowl last year.
That's what I'm saying. So now don't complain at the refs. The refs been on your side for the longest. Now they're not on your side. Now that they're like, oh shit, hold up, man. We're gambling is legal now, and we got a lot of our fan base saying that you're trying to make this guy or this team win these games when it should be neutral. Oh, let's throw some shit on that topic right now and make Kansas City hate us and make people be like, oh, maybe we were wrong about those other games where we said, the refs was on the side of KC. So, hey, it is what it is. This is football. You don't like to these certain things, don't put it in the ref's hand. And that's exactly what you did by putting it in the ref hands and lining up offside. That's the simplest shit. Like, and he was looking at the damn center. You couldn't see that like he was looking back at the center a little bit. Like, come on, man. Yo,
Yeah, and that's a player that just be messing up all the time. He used to play for the Giants, so I used to see him a little bit, and I was just like, man, this dude is always messing up, and that's why they let him go, you
Yeah,
know. And then now he's at KC and he's messing up, dropping balls. I think I believe he's a Florida Gator too. I believe he went to Florida, so that kind of says it all right there.
yeah,
But
man.
but what you think about like his Patrick Mahomes' reaction to the whole thing? Because that's like the other part of the whole thing. The fact that he
Baby.
was so mad, yelling towards the ref, and then when he's shaking hands with Josh Allen, he say, oh, that was a horrible call, it's the worst call I ever seen in my life, type of stuff. Then he goes to the press conference, he's still, saying stuff. I mean, Andy Reid, the coach, it was like, oh yeah, in all the years of my coaching, usually they'll give you a warning or something like that. How you feel about all of that?
Yo, man, that sounds like somebody that's entitled like a motherfucker, to be honest with you. Look, the game of sports, you have rules. Don't get mad at the people that's wearing the black and red looking like Beetlejuice. I mean, black and white looking like Beetlejuice. Don't get mad at those individuals for making the damn call. Yo, make the call. That's their job to make the call. You get mad when they miss the call. That is not a missed call. That is the call. You know what I'm saying? Get mad at them for the missed call and I'll be on your side, So for me, it just sounds like people like crybabies right now. Again, at the end of the day, you're not gonna win every game. You're Super Bowl champions, multiple 2 times football champions. And look, if you're the team or the champions, you're not acting like champions right now. You're acting like sore losers. You know what I'm saying? Because all these other teams that these calls where fans were upset about missed calls or calls that went in your favor, Kansas City, y'all's not complaining. So now when it goes against you, shut the hell up, please. Shut the hell up and let's just play football. On to the next week.
For me, it was like, sometimes when you get in an argument with your lady or something like that, and you realize that what y'all arguing about is really about something else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like there's really something else behind this argument. It's really like, like
it normally comes on the woman's side.
You had a bad day, and let's just say your wife leaves like their clothes like just all over the place, and then you go off on her, and it's but it's not really about her. It's more so about how you was feeling that day with your boss or manager or whatever had happened. I think that was the situation with Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is just mad about the player and what he did. You know what I'm saying? So to not make it about him, because that's not what's supposed to do as a quarterback, right? You're not supposed to be going off on your teammates. You're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go off on this ref. You know what I'm saying? So I think he was really verbalizing his frustration about the player, maybe the season, because there's been a bunch of drop balls or whatnot. And he's just like, man, this is my time to just like let out everything, all the frustration that I had in this game, the fact that we lost it, the fact that I'd seen this amazing play that my tight end just made. And now because of your foolishness, we gonna lose the game. So instead of going off on him on the sideline, he just went off on the ref. So I think that was kind of the whole situation, where the situation wasn't really the situation. The situation was really kind of deeper of why he was mad and why he went off.
Yeah,
and I think that's what ended up happening.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because again, at the end of the day, you remember when, I don't know, they dropped the pass he was wide open. I don't know.
Against Philly, yeah.
Was it him?
It was a different receiver.
Oh, see, just the book that they're writing for themselves. They can't catch the ball, and as soon as you look up, they have pictures of Tyreek Hill, meaning like that y'all miss him. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Y'all missing out. Y'all number one receiver. Y'all didn't pay him. And Tua, the arm of the almighty Tua, is, soaking up the remainder of this guy's career, because he said he's going to retire as a Dolphin. And, Casey's mad. They're mad that they, made a horrible mistake, and like you said, they're mad about something else, and that's what it is. Tyreek's gone, and you're stuck with trash. Not one, not two, but three wide receivers that's trash. Travis Kelce can't be his typical self because you don't have Tyreek Hill getting doubled or getting the attention. So even Kelce numbers even drop it. So yeah, you're absolutely right. They're mad at the position that they're in because they're mad about something else, and that's Tyreek Hill. So hey,
yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah. And with that, I actually feel like Dolphins are better than KC. Basically based on what they was going through. I know they beat us in that game with a fluke play that they scored on that defense. I'm glad you brought that up, where they lateraled on that play, which makes sense why they tried it again. And then, we shut them down in the second half. We just couldn't score in the end, but hopefully, we see them again. And if we do, it's going to be at our house. And we come out with a victory.
Yeah, definitely. And we will not miss. Like, we win anything like in the playoffs, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm recording. We have to, you feel me? Because again, at the end of the day, like, we're used to you losing so long in any sports. I mean, the Canes and the Dolphins have been taking us on a roller coaster ride these last maybe 20 years. And I'm just trying to be on a high. I'm trying to be on a high right now. And hopefully the Dolphins can go ahead and bounce back from that major collapse on Monday. Hopefully Kansas City can stay losing, and hopefully that Buffalo can lose, so we don't even need to worry about testing Buffalo, because I'm scarier of Buffalo than KC or anybody else in the East right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Baltimore, the only team that really kind of scares me, and Buffalo as well, as far as in the AFC. But yeah, man, let's see what happens. Go Dolphins.
Yes. So this is going to conclude this episode of the MarcWes Sports Podcast. To the next episode. Peace. Hey, did you holler at Gene? I know you ain't get your money yet, my